Howdy. I'm Bruce Boyer, your host of Politics 805 and Beyond. So in this episode, I want to talk a little bit about our elections coming up for 2026 here in California. And I want to talk about our congressional elections. 2026 seems like a long ways away, but this is May 2nd. 2026 is going to be here very quickly. Your June first round elimination, they're not a primary. That is in, 13 months. This is happening. Turn around and blink, it'll be Christmas, and then it'll be elections for 2026. So there is a fair amount of talk about how California is, quote, moving to the right or moving more red and such and such. So let me dial down into that a bit. California moved 3 percentage points more Trump. Not necessarily Republican, but more Trump. Now, if Republican means Trump, well, then it means Republican. But if Republican doesn't mean Trump, well, then maybe it didn't move. The tie-in is if the Republicans are Trump, it moved 3 points. If they're not, it didn't. And it won't further, is my suggestion. If come 2026, the economy is solid, the after effects of the tariffs and all of that has long been solved, which I am quite confident it will be. I think we're going to see a very roaring, booming economy in 2026. I think we're going to see the effects of the Trump tax cuts that are going to be moving through. We're going to see the investment in American manufacturing and production. We're going to see an energy boom. I think the economy will absolutely be rocking. So if the economy is solid in 2026 or better, and we're not involved in a not in our interest, unpopular foreign war, which I think Trump will do an excellent job of continuing to keep us out of, the Trump Republican brand is poised to succeed. Now, I qualify that because California Republicans are run by non-Trump Republicans. So you look at the people that run the state party, they are never Trumpers. You look at the people that run your county central committee. Every one of our 58 counties has a central committee that endorses candidates, that decides who they're going to want to help, who they're not, recruits candidates, all of that. Of those 58 central committees, many of them are not Trump Republicans, which is why the people in charge at the state level are not Trump Republicans. So how are you going to make California a Trump Republican state? You need to get involved with your central committee. You need to be working to support what the central committee is doing. And as you see who is on your central committee, you will realize who are Trump Republicans and who are never Trump Republicans and who are just, shall we say, squishies. And then come 2028, you can run for central committee. Yes, you can. And you can get elected. Now, we've had several counties that have made major changes in becoming more Trump Republican. So here in 805 land, up in Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo, my understanding, and if I'm wrong, I want someone to correct me, they are not real rabid Trump Republicans on the central committees. I'm not talking about Joe and Mary Republican voter. So if you're up in that end, 805, need to be involved in those central committees and help make them more Trump Republican. Now, if you're here in Ventura County, we had a bit of a revolution, yes. So in 2024, Mr. Dennis Maddock, who I give all credit to, engineered a complete replacement of the Central Committee. Of the 22 positions, 19 Trump knew, 19 ran, and all 19 were elected. Yes, so we have a very Trump Republican Central Committee. So how does it happen? It's at the Central Committee level because they are the ones that do voter turnout. That is what's key. So let's look at some of the races where this is going to be key in the congressional end. So Democrats made gains flipping 3 congressional seats in California in 2024, and they held on to an open seat the Republicans had targeted as a flip. Why is that when Trump did better in the state? Why is that when California is moving more to the right? Because the Democrats have the turnout machine and the Republicans don't. This is why you have to get involved with your central committee so we can build turnout. If we can do this, let's take a look at some of the races that can absolutely change everything. Yep, here's the reading glasses. District 9 in Stockton. Democrat Harder is in a Trump district. The district voted Trump by almost 2 points, and he hung on by 3.6. So if California moved 3 points Trump in 2024, if we can move it another 3 points, we could probably flip California 9. Yes, there's a congressional seat. Pick up. Let's look at District 13. That's in Madera, Kings County. By the way, number 9's in Stockton. So that seat was held by Republican Duarte. This is a Trump 5.4% district. Yet the Democrats managed to flip the district with their candidate Gray by 0.01%. A little bit of election fraud would have made the difference there for them, didn't it? Yes. We have to flip back District 13. Well, that's going to be up to, in large part, Republican boots on the ground in Madera and Kings County. What else are we looking at? Well, California 27, which is northern Los Angeles County, runs from Porter Ranch up to Lancaster. That was Congressman Garcia. He lost his seat by 2.5 points. In fact, the district had been a Democrat voting district on the presidential level and was there at 3.9% for Harris. 27 is a district we can flip back, but only if there is Republican organization, boots on the ground. This is LA County. This is where your friends, your neighbors, your family that are in Santa Clarita, Palmdale, Lancaster, Porter Ranch have to get boots on the ground and get involved to make that seat flip back. That's a doable. Let's look at a couple others. We have California 45 in Orange County. So, Democrat Tran flipped that seat by 0.2%. Yeah. This is a seat that Republicans can flip back, even though the district went 1.5 points for Harris. This is a seat we can win back. Again, what is it going to be? Boots on the ground. Talk to your friends, family in Orange County and down there in 714 and get them in the game. And then we got another Orange County seat. This was the one that was a Democrat seat that was vacant. The Republicans thought they could flip it. But again, we didn't have the boots on the ground, and it went 4.2 for Harris, and Democrat Min won that open seat with 3%. These are all seats we can flip back. So yes, that is 5 seats that we can flip back. And if we continue to move California toward a Trump Republican, another 3%, like we did from 2020 to 24, all of these seats are definitely competitive, definitely flippable, but it's going to require boots on the ground. Nobody is coming to save us in California. We must do it ourselves. The rest of America, the Republican Central Committees as a national level are not sitting here going, gosh, why don't we look at the biggest state in the union and send them help? No, we have to do it ourselves. These 5 seats are 5 seats that we can put in the Republican column so that we have control of Congress. We must do it. You must do it. No one is coming to save you. You must do it. And for those of you that are going, well, I don't care because I'm just going to leave California in 3 months or 3 years or whatever your time frame is, these are federal seats. If the Democrats control Congress, they're going to deal with you, whether you live in Idaho, Texas, or California. You're going to be living in a nation where we have a Democrat Congress. You have to deal with it. And for those of you that think running as an option, I think we spell that cowardice. I'm going to stay. I'm going to fight. I ask you to stay and fight with me, and we're going to fight, and we're going to win, and we're going to take our state back as we take our country back. I'm Bruce Boyer, and thank you for watching this episode of Politics 805 and Beyond.